Welcome to AI Unraveled, the podcast that demystifies frequently asked questions on artificial intelligence and keeps you up to date with the latest AI trends. In today's episode, we'll cover generative AI, unsupervised learning models, biases in machine learning systems, Google's recommendation for responsible AI use, and the components of a transformer model. Question 1. How does generative AI function? Well, generative AI typically functions by using neural networks, which are a type of machine learning model inspired by the human brain. These networks learn to generate new outputs, such as text, images, or sounds that resemble the training data they were exposed to. So, how does this work? It's all about recognizing patterns and features in a large data set. You see, neural networks learn by being trained on a data set that contains examples of what we want them to generate. For example, if we want the AI to generate realistic images of cats, we would train it on a large data set of images of cats. The neural network analyzes these images to identify common features and patterns that make them look like cats. Once the neural network has learned from this data set, it can generate new images that resemble a cat. It does this by generating new patterns and features based on what it learned during training. It's like the AI is using its imagination to create new things that it has never seen before, but that still look like cats, because it learned from real examples. So, the correct answer to this question is B. Generative AI uses a neural network to learn from a large data set. Question 2. If you aim to categorize documents into distinct groups without having predefined categories, which type of machine learning model would be most appropriate? Well, when it comes to categorizing documents into distinct groups without predefined categories, the most appropriate type of machine learning model is an unsupervised learning model. You might be wondering, what is unsupervised learning? Unsupervised learning models are ideal for tasks where you need to find hidden patterns or intrinsic structures within unlabeled data. In the context of organizing documents into distinct groups without predefined categories, unsupervised learning techniques such as clustering can automatically discover these groups based on the similarities among the data. Unlike supervised learning models, which require labeled data with predefined categories or labels to train on, unsupervised learning models can work with raw, unstructured data. They don't require prior knowledge or a labeled data set. Instead, they analyze the data to identify patterns and relationships on their own. So the correct answer to this question is D. An unsupervised learning model would be most appropriate for categorizing documents into distinct groups without predefined categories. Question 3. Per Google's AI principles, does bias only enter into the system at specific points in the machine learning lifecycle? The answer here is no. Bias can potentially enter into a machine learning system at multiple points throughout the ML lifecycle. It's not just limited to specific points. Bias can enter during the data collection stage, the model design phase, the algorithm's training process, and even during the interpretation of results. So, it's not restricted to certain parts of the machine learning lifecycle. Bias can be a pervasive issue that requires continuous vigilance and proactive measures to mitigate throughout the entire lifecycle of the system. Keeping bias in check is incredibly important when developing and deploying AI systems. It's crucial to be aware of the potential biases that can be introduced and take steps to minimize them. This includes thorough data collection and examination, diverse training sets, and ongoing monitoring and evaluation. So the correct answer to this question is B, false. Bias can enter into the system at multiple points throughout the machine learning lifecycle. Question 4. What measure does Google advocate for organizations to ensure the responsible use of AI? When it comes to ensuring the responsible use of AI, Google advocates for organizations to seek participation from a diverse range of people. It's all about inclusivity and diversity. Google recommends that organizations engage a wide range of perspectives in the development and deployment of AI technologies. This diversity includes not just diversity in disciplines and skill sets, but also in background, thought, and culture. By involving individuals from various backgrounds, organizations can identify potential biases and ensure that AI systems are fair, ethical, and beneficial for a wide range of users. While it's important to focus on efficiency and use checklists to evaluate responsible AI, these measures alone cannot guarantee the responsible use of AI. Similarly, a top-down approach to increasing AI adoption might be a strategy for implementation, but it doesn't specifically address the ethical and responsible use of AI. So, the correct answer to this question is C. Organizations should seek participation from a diverse range of people to ensure the responsible use of AI. Question 5. At a high level, what are the key components of a transformer model? The transformer model, a powerful architecture used in natural language processing. So, what are its key components? At a high level, a transformer model consists of two main components, the encoder and the decoder. The encoder takes the input data, such as a sequence of words in a sentence, and processes it. It converts the input into a format that the model can understand, often a set of vectors. The encoder's job is to extract useful information from the input and transform it into a meaningful representation. Once the input has been processed by the encoder, it's passed on to the decoder. The decoder takes this processed input and generates the output. For example, in language models, the decoder can generate the next word in a sentence based on the input it received from the encoder. This encoder-decoder architecture is particularly powerful in handling sequence-to-sequence tasks, such as machine translation or text summarization. It allows the model to understand the context of the input and generate coherent and meaningful output. So the correct answer to this question is D. The key components of a transformer model are the encoder and the decoder. That's it for the quiz. I hope you found this information helpful, and it clarified some concepts related to generative AI and machine learning models. Keep exploring and learning, and don't hesitate to ask if you have any more questions. Happy AI adventures! So we've got a super handy book for you called AI Unraveled, Master GPT-4, Gemini, Generative AI, and LLMs, Simplified Guide for Everyday Users. It's got all the quizzes mentioned earlier and even more. Now, if you're wondering where you can get your hands on this gem, we've got some great news. You can find it at Etsy, Shopify, Apple, Google, or even good old Amazon. They've got you covered no matter where you like to shop. So, what are you waiting for? Don't hesitate to grab your very own copy of AI Unraveled right now. Whether you're a tech enthusiast or just curious about the world of artificial intelligence, this book is perfect for everyday users like you. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on this simplified guide that's packed with knowledge and insights. Happy reading! In today's episode, we explored the fascinating world of generative AI, unsupervised learning, biases in machine learning systems, responsible AI use, and the power of transformer models, while also recommending the book AI Unraveled for further exploration. Join us next time on AI Unraveled as we continue to demystify frequently asked questions on artificial intelligence and bring you the latest trends in AI, including ChatGPT advancements and the exciting collaboration between Google Brain and DeepMind. Stay informed, stay curious, and don't forget to subscribe for more.